Good afternoon. My name is Tumi Tladi. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's get down to business, shall we? Alright, so we're still busy with our series on version control, and in our previous video we did cover conflicts and I already marked it down, and today we're gonna do pull request. We're gonna do a lot of studying today and then some practical examples of this topic of pull request in Git, or should I say version control. So before we do that, let me go to Visual Studio. So I'm currently on Identical Docs and I'm on master branch, and then a while ago I pushed both to GitHub and Azure DevOps, and the work I was doing, in fact, I'm coming back to report that since I deployed email api.identicaldocs.co.za. Since I deployed this, I've made use of this web API project. It's ASP.NET Core web API project. So please watch the previous video where I spoke briefly about it. I did show some commits. So because it's already been deployed like SMS API project, I have utilized it in here. So I just want to show on the controllers where I've utilized it. MVC for clients, and then let's see, business controller, because I did promise I was gonna come back to it. And then also we're gonna do something in there's a video I scheduled to do, which is Git history. See this guy, Git history? It will show the history on this document. So yes, Git history. So I have scheduled that we're gonna take a look at this, but just to show you the things I did add this read-only instance, and I did use dependency injection where I added this guy. It's a constructor injection using DI. And then on this method where I notify that admin, I replaced that. So 3 changes. So if we do right click, I'm just teasing you with the Git history. Right click, give it a second to spin, and I'm gonna go to Git, and I'm gonna go and say view history on this particular document or this particular file or this particular class. I just want to show you the most recent changes that I made of each the way today, a few minutes to hours ago. While it's loading, trust me, it's loading. I need Microsoft to work on this loading indicator. I can see something's moving, but it's terrible. In the meantime, let's go both to Azure DevOps. Well, GitHub first, and this side Azure DevOps. I wonder why my computer is a bit slowish. Okay, there we go. But it hasn't, you see, still loading. So if you look at it today, Wednesday, well, that's not Wednesday, that's for web. We did cover this in our previous video. Please watch this video where a project is equivalent to a branch, or a branch comes from a project name, or whatever it is, project to a branch. We did cover this, where if you look at my history, every time when you look at my history, the first thing that you see here, it simply means that I was working on the web branch. So this is a web branch targeting this web application, but remember, this is 2-in-1. It's both MVC and web API, as you can see with the folders MVC and web API, but it's web project. So this is how I name my commit messages, and we did cover that, commit messages and merging changes, how I explain how I write my messages. So this is the one today, 6th of August. It's Friday. This is the version number. The action was I added the email API part 6 where I utilized the API on the business controller. If I do right click and then view commit details, now we're getting deeper into the history of what we did. And I just opened this controller. And by the way, while I'm here, okay, let's do this so we can see. Okay, you see, like I said, okay, we added this using statement. We added this guy, an instance of I send email service. We added this guy, and then on the constructor, obviously we added a support for this instance, and then we injected it using depletes injection. And then lastly, well, we removed this guy because he went to credentials where I've utilized it. Here it is, and then I just swapped this backend of email API using this guy, and it works. I tested it, it works. So I just want to show what I did, what I've been busy with, because I did promise that I was going to do this. There we go. We'll come back to Git history later on. Okay, so we are done with this guy. We probably might not come back to this. Yeah, Visual Studio, I think we're done with Visual Studio, but let's leave it running in idle mode. So back to Azure DevOps, let's go to Identical Docs, organization, this side, let's come to Identical Docs. I wonder why my internet is a bit slowish. Multiple devices connected to my Wi-Fi network. You see, an hour ago I put some stuff, and as you can see that the focus was on this project based on an hour ago. And if you go look at the commits, I want to open the commits from this side, because the commits, when you look at them on GitHub, they appear a bit funny, but when you look at them from Azure DevOps or on Azure DevOps, they look like very interestingly. There we go, because they show the entire message. So this is what I did. The first thing I did was, you see the actions remove. No need to check for the user's email and phone number on the business controller. I even specify where the focus was, and then here I modified. I moved both the I send SMS service and send SMS service into services SMS folder, because there was no folder. So because there are some changes, and then that's when I started part one, introducing I email SMS service interface, and then send email view model class to the view models, added credentials to the order for the email API project, like the URL and the API key. I added send email service, registered the services to the Ninja web common for depletes injection. Then I started utilizing it everywhere, and then finally I removed it as a backend. So that's the way I've been doing. Right, so we are done. Let's get down to business of today, which is pull request. So there's a big topic, pull request. It's a big topic. Okay, so in a few minutes, let's start with GitHub. So in GitHub, I'm gonna search for .NET MAUI again, my favorite repo. I'm gonna open this in a new tab. Okay, and then on a new tab, I'm gonna do git pull requests. What is it? Okay. All right. Pull requests can be used in conjunction with the feature branch workflow. Keyword: feature branch workflow. The git flow workflow, or the forking workflow. But a pull request requires either two distinct branches or two distinct repositories, so they will not work with the centralized workflow. Using pull requests with each of these workflow is slightly different, but there. Well, let's go to another one. Okay, this one's ridiculous. About pull requests let you tell others about changes you've pushed it to a branch in a repository. This is simple, easy, and basic. Pull requests let you tell others, keyword others, about the changes you've pushed to a branch in a repository on GitHub. Once a pull request is opened, you can discuss and review the potential changes with collaborators and add follow-up commits before changes are merged into the base branch or master or main branch. This is perfect. Right, so the reason why I'm on .NET MAUI, or I want to go to .NET MAUI repository, because I want to show you the number of pull requests. In total, there are 41. I'm gonna open this guy in a new tab, and what I want to do is that I want to show you the number of contributors, 383. Why so relevant? Because the keyword was others, right? About the changes you've pushed, right, to a branch in a repository. Okay, and also once a pull request is opened, like we're about to check, these ones are opened, as you can see, 41. They said you can discuss and review the potential changes with collaborators. You see, collaborators, and add follow-up commits before changes are merged into the base branch. Okay, cool. So we have these ones, and our goal, they're opened. So let me see which one is the most basic, the one we can try to understand, or the one I can try to understand. I want something that has like communication. Maybe this one. Add a MAUI class library template. So somebody who opened this 10 days ago, Matthew Boy, whatever this person is, sorry, but he's a collaborator on the team, and this guy's from South Africa. Well, I'm impressed. Okay, so let's open this guy. So this is a pull request, and let's close this. We won't need it, and we won't need this guy. Close. So this is the title. We're about to, please pay attention, and the number. So this is the number, and it's open. This is the status by this person. So he wants to merge 8 commits into main from dev MAUI lib. So this is where we also covered the multiple branches, where there's a video for that. We covered branches. First we did cover master branch, alternatively it's called main, and then we did cover branches, and then we did cover project to a branch, and we did cover commit messages and merging changes. We did cover all of these things. So this guy from this branch, he's been working on MAUI lib, maybe it's library, and he wants to merge these 8 commits into main. So this is the conversation. Okay, so let's see where it starts. Okay, let's start from the top. It starts from the top. So this guy commented 10 days ago that this pull request, alternatively is called PR, pull request. This PR adds support for a class library, and then .NET New, and then MAUI lib. Okay, and then so he commented that, right? There's a comment because he's a contributor also. Okay, and then we have reviewers while I'm there. So this guy is a reviewer, Ilion. Sorry if I didn't pronounce it right. So he's a member of the .NET platform. So this guy, yes, requested changes must be addressed to match this pull request. You see, requested changes must be addressed to match this pull request. It doesn't have any assignees and all that, and then it has a milestone. Okay, it doesn't have any issue linked to it, and then we have 5 participants. See, 5 participants. So these are the people. This one's a PM, Damien. This guy is a brilliant guy. And then it has this one. It has Jonathan Dick. Also, I know him. And then, well, this one I don't know him. Okay, so it has these participants. Okay, again. Now, a classy, oh sorry, it's a commit. Okay, this is a commit. Let's see. add a Maui class library template, and then Elion reviewed 8 days ago, show resolved. Okay, so he went to look at platform class 1. Let's see what this guy did. So he made some changes here. What is this? It's a template JSON. Okay, from the source they have a template, from a template they have a source, from a source they have a template, Maui lib, and then .NET template, .NET config, and then template JSON. And then yeah, these are the things that he did. And then he added class 1, and yeah, CS proj Maui lib 1. There we go. We'll come back to this because there's a conversation here. Okay, so that's a commit, right? So why did he fail? Okay, that's what I want to show. And then he reviewed this guy and says outdated. I believe this is labeled, yes, label outdated. And then Reddit modified, Jonathan Dick modified the milestone 4 days ago. And then Matthew and others, Matthew and others added 4 commits yesterday. Okay, so 4 commits yesterday. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4 people, I believe, and then they were all verified, and they, yes, and this commit passed the checks. And then Elion reviewed again 20 hours ago, and then Matthew had 2 more commits, match remote tracking branch, and then updated the description. Matthew changed the base branch from main to release. This guy preview 7, and then match remote tracking branch or origin main into this, and then change the base branch from this to main 19 hours ago. Matthew reviewed 18 hours ago, and then there was a communication. Are we happy with Maui lib question mark, Maui dash lib question mark, Maui dash class lib, he's asking. And then Elion 18 hours ago said I prefer shorter Maui lib, and I can reply. You see my face is pretty. And then Elion reviewed this guy also again, and then he says not sure what the plan is, but is this version of Win 10 correct, or is it too high? So it's a comment on a specific code. This version, asking about this version. That is the, what is TFM now? Target platform main version, but the minimum version set later will make it work on older OS, and someone gave it a thumbs up. And then this guy approved the changes. They changed 16 hours ago, and then he didn't request the changes, and then he left a comment. I was just talking to some ASP.NET Core folks. You see, it's all about pull request and how the project template will take advantage of new SDK and compiler issues such as auto import instead of using, and also using the new namespace foo, top level namespace feature. I think the Maui templates should match these new patterns as well, so that the newest framework in .NET will also be showcased the newest feature. And then Damien, I believe you know the latest and greatest features that templates should be using, such as how to enable SDK, default, import, etc. Question mark. Then Damien commented 13 hours ago. Yep, although there are some planned changes for the implicit using feature in RC1 that will change how the template opts in. See this guy for details, and so forth. And then changes requested. One review requesting changes by reviewers with the right access. And then yeah, so 1 failing, 15 successful, you know. So merging is blocked, can be performed automatically once the requested changes are addressed. There we go. So I just want to go in detail about this one, in detail. So now we understand this guy, and there were some comments on the lines of code, so which is quite interesting, because you can leave a comment. You can just click here and leave a comment if you're a contributor. Okay, So why was this important? It was important because then we read these are the checks because they're using CI and CD Azure pipelines. We'll do this when we get to video on CI and CD pipelines. We will get to this. And then these are the file change. We looked at them. Oh no. Yeah, I believe we did. And then those are the commits. The total commits are 8. So yes, these are the commits in total. So there's a topic of pull request. While I'm here, I just want to go to iNotify because we did play with pull request. So let me go to iNotify-crew. This was our CUT IT third year IT project we did, me and my fellow collaborators, because I have access to it. So yeah, there we go. Because we did play around with pull request. So these are 689 commits, and then look at the branches, because the pull request work with the branches, right? So Bongiji, Milwazi, Paul, Tabo, and me, and then we had the master branch because no one was tampering with the master branch. I was making sure of that. So when we look at the pull request, there isn't any that's open, but there's plenty that's closed. Look at that, 171 closed. And then this is me. So let's open this one, the most recent one, in a new tab. And then, because this is how I did it, okay? So getting the latest from master, see, from master, because master was updated branch into Tabo branch. So I was giving Tabo, what was already up to date, something that we approved that yes, it's working, so that Tabo will have the most recent code, and then the changes or the project, and apologies about that, someone was at the door, but I quickly solved it. Okay, cool. And then wait, why am I here? Oh, I want to show that after Tabo now it has everything. Tabo will just have to do fetch and pull, right? Cool. So this is what we did. These are the commits. You see, Edward McFlurry, me again, where I added 30 commits, and all of them, they came from me, all of them, because I was the one that was working hard. All of them, they came from me, 30. But I knew exactly what I was doing because I confirmed that on my PC. So let's just show this one. Building colleagues, part 1. Okay, let's check this one. Creating the logged in user nicely. All right. So I modified the login partial where I edited these guys. Yes. Wait, if I edit this guy, yes, this is login partial. Why did we modify login partial? Login partial doesn't look like this. Okay, here we find the user application. You see how I write code find, but it's supposed to be find async. It's fine. Find the user by the user ID. And then this way we're creating the user nicely. We remove this. Oh, we remove this the default to say hello. Oh, now I understand. Yes, no, I do understand. Yes, it's a login. Oh, because remember this is MVC, so I needed this using statement to get into identity, so that I can have access to application DB context, right? So this is me instantiating the object. And then this is me having a variable of application user object, because I'm saying, hey, go to the users table and find me the user based on whoever logged in. And then if they are authenticated, I'm removing this part and I'm adding this one to say hello. And I'm saying application user dot first name. And then, yeah, because this one was just getting the username, but here I want the first name. Can I scroll? Yes. So this was the commit, one of the commits. So I did a lot of things there. The ones that are more complex. Let's read this one. This will be the last one. Also into Turbo, ensure that the logged in user also supplies their ID when posting a voice note. Okay, we added the property, and then here we are. Okay, is it base address? Using shared preferences. Please stay tuned for Xamarin series. It's gonna be a big one. So yeah, these are small changes that I made. Cool. So that's the topic of pull request in here. Now, the last one I want to do, it's on our system, which is the new repository we've been working on. Let's go to repositories to simulate this one. So if you look at it, there's YouTube private new. In the meantime, let me do the same thing and close this one. Close solution. Give it a second. So we do have 7 branches. Remember this from our previous video, which is project to branch. We did this. These are the official branches. Okay, cool. So now I want to do something. So let's open YouTube private. Yes. Okay, while it loads behind the scenes. So this is how we're gonna do it. I want to make another change on the README file because it's most easier to simulate this. So this is me making some changes. And I'm gonna write afterwards. In fact, I'm gonna use this hashtag. It should be big. Pull request in progress. 1, 2, 3, and let's preview the changes. And this is how it's gonna look like. Okay, I don't want that hashtag. Oh, supposed to be like this. See, the markup file is different. Let's do this. That's gonna be big. There we go. Big. Okay. Cool. Now, what I'm gonna do, look at this. It's in master, right? I don't want to commit directly to master, but instead I want to do this. I want to create a new branch for this commit and start a pull request. Do you see this? So it's gonna take after my name. You see that one? Edward, that's me, the person who's making a change. And then usually it has this patch 1. But this branch I want to rename to say readme. Readme. So it will know. So now I'm about to create a new branch for this commit, specifically for this commit, and start a pull request. It will do the rest. Hit propose changes. Let's give this guy a second. There we go. Look at this. Now it's able to merge. It says that these branches can be automatically merged. Okay, we'll talk about this in a second. Now we can have reviewers, assignees, labels. Project, milestone, linked issues, and all that. So you see 1 commit, 1 file change, 0 comment, 1 contributor. So let me add a comment here. Oh, I can't add a comment yet because I need to. Okay. All right. So the title updated readme. For pull requests. And then I just wanted to simulate the pull request feature. There we go. And then is there anything else? Okay, let me do this. I just wanna play around with stuff. There we go. And then I can create pull request. Create pull request. Look at that. Now we have one pull request. You see the title? There we go. You see now this is how you know that these numbers they increment automatically, and it shows that only 2 changes, modifications. You know, we only add 2 lines of change. Yeah, 0 deletions, and then you see there's a description, and yeah, it's been verified. And then add more commits by pushing to this branch on this repo. Okay, and then you can close the pull request, and yeah, that's it. I can look at the commit quickly. This is the commit, and I can look at the file changed. See, I added that guy, and then it talks about reviewing the changes. Pull request authors can approve their own pull requests. Oh, makes sense. Okay, I was just playing around with the feature. Okay, so let's go back to conversation. It's still open. Notice this is still open. Okay, and then I'm just gonna hit. Let me see this one. Okay, and then confirm. And now the status says now it's merged. It says you are all set. You see, pull request successfully merged and closed. You are all set. The Edward branch can be safely deleted. You can delete if you want to. I want to keep it there. And I can revet if I want to revet. And then I merge commit this guy into master now. Okay, so that was a conversation. And then the file change again. I want to see if I can add. There we go. Now we are done with this, and then start a review. Okay, let's see what it does. Like I said, I'm still learning. Author pending. There we go. Finish your review. Submit the review. There we go. Interesting. Because we can continue to talk, but it needs to be open because this one is closed. Your review was submitted on a merged pull request. Okay, and that's it. Then if you go back to the code, you will see that there are 19 changes, and then this guy should show that we modified it 5 minutes ago. And then this is the change. It's being committed now to master branch. But not only that, now we have 8 branches, including that branch of mine, which is Edward dash readme. See, this is how the whole process works. If I go back to pull request, it will show that 0 open, 1 close, and we can always take a look at that pull request. Okay, cool. So in a nutshell, when it comes to identical docs, what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna go and open pull request for CI and CD for this one, because when it comes to, okay, we are done with this one. When it comes to identical docs, there are no pull requests and all that, so I'm gonna start a new pull request. The reason being, so I can simulate it. You see, I have 2 branches, CI and CD. So I'm gonna do the same thing for Azure DevOps, because in here I do have multiple pull requests for identical docs. 25 of them are being closed. This is where I pushed now to this for Play Store, Google Play Store. When I push my Xamarin mobile app to Google Play Store. So this is how I did it, and I can add the labels to say, yeah, solid, good to go. I was experimenting with the labels. Okay, so that's basically the topic of pull request. Now the last thing we need to do, let's make sure that we can go to git changes and then sync. The way I want to sync, I want to pull then push, but we have nothing to. Okay, it's fine. Let's do fetch from Github, because this is how everything now works. Let's say Edward made some changes. Now I'm Tumi Tladi, here I am on master branch. I always have to do this. You see now that two of them coming. I don't know why two, because I only made one, but we can still take a look at this any time of the day, like exactly why two, because we're expecting one. So incoming is 2. See, this is the first one, and then we merge the pull request. There we go. Okay, see, this is how the team works. And then I can hit this one, pull. We fetched them, we looked at them, now we are pulling them, we are also merging them into our current branch. And our current branch is updated with this readme file. And without wasting time, we can safely do push to Azure DevOps. And on Azure DevOps, if I quickly go back to okay, let's go to organizations, Tumi Tladi. We are done with this one, and then look at what's coming in. And finally we'll see the change, assuming that it arrived already. Let's give it a second to load. 9 minutes ago, you see, it's been modified 9 minutes ago, and there we go. Pull request in progress. And this is a perfect workflow, and this is how it's supposed to be. With that being said, thank you very much. We are done. It's a long video because of the good content, good quality content. Please like the video, leave the comments, share, most importantly subscribe, and click the notification bell for daily videos that I'm dropping every day, because I'm dropping videos every day. With that being said, until next time.